Welcome back to CETV. I'm Howard Frank. Today I've got Jonathan Gladstone from Bagr Photography with me. Welcome, Jonathan.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Jonathan's been testing out the new Panasonic Lumix G9 Mark II and some of the new lenses. What do you reckon?
I don't want to give them back. I really don't want to give them back. They're just beautiful. They're a step and a half above the previous Panasonic bodies that I've used. It's just wow.
Yeah, so I know that you've been using the Micro Four Thirds system in general, which is fantastic because obviously with the collaborations there, it gives you a huge range of native lenses.
Oh, for sure. I've been able to move through that, yeah.
Yeah, and being mostly doing motorsport photography, there's been some limitations in some cases. Now with the G9 Mark II, I know you were pretty excited to try and reached out to us. Tell me what was exciting about it for you.
The sheer fact that the improvement for phase detect autofocus, that's just a game changer for this particular system. Yep. It's just chalk and cheese.
So how are you using the phase detect?
I was using the phase detect for basically the motion of the vehicles, people moving through the frame, and it stayed with them. It was great.
So were you focusing more on like drivers' helmets and eyes or things like that, or on the car itself, or
a variation of the helmet component, but looking to see how the vehicles are moving through the frame, looking to see what obstacles that they're actually moving past there. Just going through trees, just seeing that green box, just follow it through. I was just blown away.
Yeah, and still using a combination of different techniques, panning and high shutter speeds and all that sort of thing?
Yes. High, low, going down to 1/8 of a second, 1/6 of a second. Just incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's, I suppose, covers off what we're doing with the focus, which is great. What about low light? Did you get a chance to test that at all?
Absolutely. Last night, an event, even holding it down for 2 seconds shutter speed.
Awesome.
Using the stabilization, the dynamic range, and the what is it, 8.5 stops?
Yeah, I think 8 stops IBIS, which is great. I mean, to have it in body as well. I know you're not doing video as much. We're going to talk to Ethan about that later, but it just gives really good capability for anything low light or video. Were you using much of the buffer and the high continuous shooting and things like that?
Yeah, I was. And when reviewing last night, it was like looking at a slow motion video, just scrolling through the photos there to see, and the phase detect was following it at that point too.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So on this now on the G9 Mark II, we've got 60 frames a second with a 200 shot buffer. So
yeah, I tried with the 60 and the 75.
Yep.
Running out of buffer obviously at the 75 a little bit faster, but just those shots at 60, just incredible.
I personally would never do it. I don't want to edit that much. The thought of going through that many photos would just drive me absolutely crazy.
Agreed. I just really wanted to see it and see what it actually looked like. It was just...
I mean, if you want to look through a whole sequence in motorsport, in some sort of action, maybe a rugby try or something like that, it's fantastic.
Absolutely. Getting it, if you've got your vehicle going over a specific point of the track, you know that the suspension is actively moving, motion, and you just want to capture that, even if it's being used as a B-roll.
Yep.
Moving it through from that component.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, there'll be some good things with that, with birds in flight and things like that too, seeing them take off or land and that sort of thing. You could get some really nice sequences going.
Just, that fine detail, and with the size of that sensor to capture it all, just, once again, wow. Yeah,
100%. And so it's also got 100 megapixel high-res handheld mode. Did you try that at all?
That, unfortunately, I didn't. I only had the 3-4 days using it, and it was primarily with the tracking focus, the phase detect, the handheld component, the low shutter speed, the dynamic range. Those were where I was focusing.
Sure, well that's right. It gives you something to try next time, right? So
absolutely.
And tell me, you've got the new lens here as well. Tell us about that.
Beautiful, great reach, great fluidity. One big change that I personally found from the older version is just the smoothness of that flow.
Yep. So this is the updated 100 to 400 millimeter. So
version 2, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So equivalent to 200 to 800 mil in full frame terms. So fantastic.
I was getting reaches at the track that I just hadn't done.
Yeah, absolutely. I've used the previous version a fair bit for wildlife and even on safari, which was just an amazing lens. And pretty good low light as well. With the G9 Mark I, I've shot a fair bit, but I haven't had much of a chance, unfortunately, to use this baby yet. We'll need to get out and go to a shoot. But and we were talking earlier about dynamic range. Like, how'd you find that?
impressive. Where I had unexpectedly white cars coming past through the rally photography, I wasn't exposed or set for the white range or the white extra bright, but I was able to pull that back to my surprise.
I mean, look, they're quoting 13 stops of dynamic range, which is fantastic, and you wonder what's next with the technology getting into something so small these days. It's pretty exciting and amazing.
It's really impressive. It's a really comfortable body, just really nice to hold in the hand there. I personally prefer a better grip on it, but in terms of comfort, in terms of the grip component, the viewfinder, they're just beautiful.
Well, there is a battery grip available, this one being pre-production. We didn't get a chance to get hands on one just yet, but that'll come. And I know you mentioned the viewfinder. We've got the articulating screen, also the new larger viewfinder. What were you using more?
I was using primarily the viewfinder, just really using that there. I was a little bit of use with the screen for it, but not so much. Yeah.
And are you using a monopod much or things like that being motorsport?
I was using the monopod for some of the extended range, but taking advantage of the compact nature of this, I was primarily hand-holding this.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like between the OIS in the lens and the IBIS in the body, you probably almost don't need a tripod or monopod at all in most cases.
Yeah, and being able to just flick it around 90 degrees, just rotate the camera around, just great.
Fantastic. So, and the other lens, the new updated version of the 12-60, how'd that go?
Smooth. I do have just the basic Panasonic 12-60, and I really like that one.
Yeah, the Leica one's great. I mean, that collaboration with the Leica glass with the Panasonic design and engineering, it's really something special.
It was smooth. It was crisp. I don't know what the look was. I suppose you'd call it the Leica look, but it was just an extra component to the imagery afterwards, but the ability to make a smoother throw focus or pull focus over and above the standard 12-60, just mint.
Fantastic. So what's next for you with all this new gear?
Please. No, I would, it's just a wonderful piece of kit over and above there. I can see more applications. Actually, with you saying with the handheld high res, to actually explore that, even to the point of experimenting to see how that goes with a moving vehicle with that in a motorsport context.
Yep, 100%.
As you said, something else to try.
Yeah, oh look, and it gives you more opportunities to try different creative things and just see what it's capable of.
Turn it from a photo into art.
That's it. Well, thanks for joining us today, Jonathan. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so very much for having me.
No problem. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Follow us on CETV, Camera Electronic channel on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.